Hey everyone, wanted to give you a quick and simple but beautiful left-hand pattern that you can use for many songs in different keys. I'll show you how to play it in different keys, and not just how to play it, but also how to apply it to songs. Little tips for hand independence, and also how to vary it up a little bit. You can apply this to other left-hand patterns. So here we go. So for the pattern is going to be 1 5 1 2 3. So I'll show you in the key of C what that looks like, and then I'll show you examples in other keys. So we have in the key of C, the 1 is C, 5 is the G, the 1 is the C, the 2 is the D, and the 3 is the E. So in the key of C, here's what it is for the C chord. See how beautiful that sounds? If you jump around into other chords in the key of C, A minor, F. So one nice thing about left-hand patterns is you can practice them and it can sound really nice even without a right hand. So I like to practice it by itself and make music with it. So that was a song right there. You can try different chord progressions and different keys, and that's a great way to practice left-hand patterns. So that was the key of C. Let's just show you an example on a couple other chords. Let's just say you're in the key of E. It's going to be the same fingering with your pinky, index finger, thumb, but when you jump over, you have two black notes coming up here for the 2 and the 3 in the key of E. So you have F sharp, G sharp, or A flat. By the way, get used to this hand position. This is going to come in handy, and if you don't already know it, the 1 5 1 hand position is one of the best things you can get ingrained in your muscle memory, because this will apply to a lot of places. And even if you just throw down your middle finger, you have a full chord from the root, the tonic note, or the root note, on your left hand, and you can apply that too. But usually on the left side, you don't want to put down too much. Don't make it too, they call it muddy. You don't want to make it too muddy. It's too much to have too many low notes. And so usually a good breakup of it is a 1 5 1 of the chord that you're in. And so all you're doing is you're adding the 2 and the 3 by crossing over your thumb and hitting the next 2 notes in the key for whatever chord you're playing. I'll show you how about the key of, or the chord of D. How about a black note, B flat? That one's a little trickier because you have to slide your fingers in between the black notes, but you can, with some practice, you can still do it and play it pretty easy. So yeah, just show you a song and then teach you a little bit about hand independence. So this is Mary Had a Little Lamb. With that, let's play. I'll show you standard first, what it sounds like. The first part of Mary Had a Little Lamb. See, I'm just hitting the chord, the bass note, on the main beat. That's the main beat. When you're applying left-hand patterns, it's good to think about and to understand what the main beat is, because that's the first tip. That's the thing that helped me a lot, is to understand once you get a left-hand pattern mastered and unconscious in your left hand, you can apply it very easy if you just understand where the main beat is. You need to always be hitting that root note on the main beat along with wherever the main beat is. So see where I'm hitting harder on the main beat to emphasize where it is in the song. And so if you have the pattern, you always start the pattern on the main beat. So that's the top tip for beginners. Remember where the main beat is. You have to know a little bit about the rhythm, or at least feel it. You don't have to be an expert, but at least feel the rhythm. Chord change. Okay. And with that principle, you can learn and apply many different left hand patterns to songs and vary up the songs a bit. So that's the first most important tip, I think. And secondly is, I would say, don't apply the pattern to every single chord change. It gets too boring. So the way I was playing it, it's a little repetitive. It sounds nice, but I would say it's nicer to vary it up a little bit. So what if you did something like this? You take part of the pattern. You don't have, as long as it's on beat, you can take part of the pattern and vary it up a little bit. So you can just stop partway through and give a little silence, and then play the pattern again. So variation is really nice for the ear. You definitely don't want to do the same thing all the time. That gets boring, and you don't want to overcomplicate it. If you want one last tip with regard to getting a little more advanced, you can go backwards in your patterns if you have time. So for example, we were stopping, but we were still in the key, in the same chord on this of C here, but you could have just gone backwards. So you could have gone backwards in the pattern. Instead of stopping there, you could have gone backwards like this. Just the same fingering, just backwards, if you practice it. I'll show you what that looks like. See that? So, and it worked, it fit. Sorry. It takes a little bit of practice. It's a little more difficult, but it can add a lot. You can practice going backwards in your patterns. So those are just a few tips, and hopefully it excites you, because you can add a lot of richness to your music with simple copy, paste, and apply left-hand patterns. If you master some of these, you can apply it all over and have a lot of fun with the songs, and just by chord, without having to know a lot of complicated new sheet music and all that. Just knowing your chords. So yeah, practice it, have fun.